Movie friends, welcome back to the channel, doing another sort of talking about a movie, The Exorcist, actually the new Exorcist apparently, which supposedly we are getting a trilogy, I guess. Warner Brothers or one of those companies, Universal, and Peacock closed $400 million deal for Exorcist Trilogy. Ellen Burstyn to reprise classic role, so she's coming back as the mom of Linda Blair's character. So, The Exorcist, though, I gotta say, huge fan of the movie, and I'm not just saying that because it's one of the most popular horror films of all time. You know, the horror elements of the movie, the exorcism that takes place in the movie, the performances, the story, everything being very good and iconic. Not really, you know, it's obviously it's a film I treasure, I love. It would be easily my top 20 favorite horror films of all time. Love it. Love Linda Blair's performance as Regan. I mean, there's just so much here to love, and to have another few films coming. To be honest with you, I should probably go ahead and mention I've never seen an Exorcist sequel. I might have seen the second one at one point, but it wasn't too memorable to me, so I can't really recall it. But overall, you're probably wondering if I'm excited for a trilogy coming out with one of the original actresses, a part of the original Exorcist film. And the answer is kinda. I mean, the first Exorcist film, it's better than that. I'm more open to that than a remake of The Exorcist, because when you ask me what horror films you should never remake, The Exorcist is among the top like 3 films I think you don't need a remake. It's almost as perfect as it can get. I think that's just overall, it's a perfect horror film in my personal opinion. But I am curious to see where they would go if, let's say, they decided to, I don't know, get rid of the sequels. I heard there was one of the sequels, The Heretic. No, not The Heretic. There's one of the sequels with Brad Dourif, apparently, that people, like, love his performance. So I'm not sure if that's a great movie or not. People have told me to watch it. But I'm just going off the first Exorcist right now because that's the only one I've seen. I would be curious to see where they would go. I would love to see Linda Blair come back. I really would. I think that'd be really cool, but, you know, and it is based on a true story. It's loosely based on a real event that actually happened, but it was actually a boy instead of a girl that actually, but, you know, regardless of that, I mean, it is based on a true story. True events, I probably should say. I don't know. I don't know. It's so interesting. I'll read you the article that I found from Deadline.com. I'll read you the I haven't even read it myself. So, like, and I know my hair is everywhere. I apologize, but, you know. All right, let's go ahead and read this thing. Universal Pictures and NBC Universal streaming service Peacock, in partnership with Blumhouse and Morgan Creek, have closed a reported $400 million plus deal to purchase worldwide rights for a new Exorcist franchise that will see Ellen Burstyn reprise her role as the mother of the demon-possessed child. To be directed by David Gordon Green. That's very interesting. I did not know that. The director of Halloween 2018, the franchise will star Hamilton's Leslie Odom Jr. as the father of the possessed child who seeks out the aid of Burstyn's exorcist character Chris MacNeil, mother of the possessed Regan MacNeil, played in the original 1973 film by Linda Blair. According to Universal, franchise will encompass 3 films in total and is described as a continuation rather than a remake, which I'm more open to that than a remake. Of the 1973 original, which was directed by William Friedkin, I apologize, and adapted by William Peter Blatty, based on his novel. The first film in the new trilogy will be released theatrically on October 13th, 2023. Subsequent installments could premiere on Peacock, according to a report in the New York Times, which also set the deal amount at more than $400 million. That is reminiscent of Netflix's Knives Out 2 sequel deal in March, also struck for north of $400 million, making it one of the biggest streamer movie packs in history. Jason Blum will produce the new Exorcist picks on behalf of Blumhouse. David Robinson and James Robinson will produce for Morgan Creek. David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, and Cooper Samuelson will executive produce. Ryan Turek is overseeing the project for Blumhouse. There's no better time to be joining forces with the team at Peacock, reuniting with the great team at Universal, and finally getting to work with my friends at Blumhouse than on this classic franchise. Morgan Creek President David Robinson said in a statement Monday, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, Scott Teems, and Peter Sattler have put together a compelling continuation of this iconic tale, and I can't wait to bring this to the fans around the world. Blumhouse has always experienced a credible partnership from a team at Universal, and I'm grateful to Donna Langley, and Jimmy Horowitz for believing the vision of David's film and having the foresight to be flexible with distribution. Woo! So the team feels top-notch support through the lifetime of the film. They're committed to theatrical exhibition. I don't know why I'm having a hard time pronouncing some of these words. Exhibition, and will also serving streaming viewers by bringing an exciting franchise like The Exorcist to Peacock too. Blumhouse founder and CEO Jason Blum said, "I'm grateful to be working with David Robinson and the great team at Morgan Creek on this iconic franchise." The original 1973 film had grossed more than $441 million to date, making it the highest domestic grossing horror film for 44-year long run. The picture was also nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including one of the for Burstyn. It won for Blatty's script and best sound. CAA negotiated the deal. New Exorcist deal. Adam is represented by CAA, Entitled Entertainment, and Jackaway Austin. Burstyn is repped by UTA, MGT, okay, all that stuff. But okay, yes, they just stated that it's going to be more of a continuation of the movie than it is going to be a remake, which I, again, down for more than so a remake. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think of this? I apologize for the bad reading. I don't know what's going on with me. But let me know down below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what you guys think of the continuation of The Exorcist. I personally don't know. I'm okay with it, depending on how the first film turns out, and the fact that we have David Gordon Green behind the project, as well as Danny McBride, who actually, I love Halloween 2018, and they did a really good job with reprising the Halloween franchise. Not a bad team to get apart to do, and The Exorcist and Halloween are like two big, different projects. So it's going to be interesting to see them go from a slasher film to a supernatural haunting film or an exorcism film. So really curious to see what they do with it. And again, reprising the roles of certain actors from the original really does give it more hype for me. I can understand why some people may not be open to this idea. I like 100%. The Exorcist is one of the most unflawed horror films of all time. So I understand. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions on this. Like this content. Like this video if you like this type of content. And I appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, guys, keep it retro. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Take care.